Hello, true art believers. This is Pearson talking. I just wanted to briefly talk about sketchbooks and kind of go over the pros and cons of sketchbooks, or at least from my understanding. So I have here a few different types of sketchbooks right now. We have the spiral-bound Strathmore sketch. You have the bounded book-like sketchbook, which is okay as well, and then you have a moleskin type of sketchbook. Now, what I want to talk about briefly is kind of the pros and cons of each. Now, the pros of the spiral bound is that generally they are very cheap and you can tear sheets out. But what I found happens is after long extensive usage, you end up with a sketchbook kind of like this, where the edges end up tearing and you have to use a little bit of duct tape to basically do a Mod Podge type of binding to your piece. And I don't know what I was going to say. Either way is they tend to be very cheap, and like so, they don't stand up to the test of time. And unless you like having sketchbooks that kind of have that kind of aesthetic at the end where they look worn and weathered, you might want to seek something else out. Seek a different type of sketchbook. Also, I know that there's another type of sketchbook that has it's spiral bound, but it has the same type of cardboard padding as this sketchbook. What I find is the spiral tends to wear out, and then the binding part, these little sleeves start to fall out, and I would find that you'd have to constantly rethread your sketchbook cover. Now you have this sketchbook. Now these are a little bit nicer, although what I don't like about them is, for one, you generally don't get them in nice paper. They're kind of in the same ballpark as these, but you don't get them with nice paper. It's kind of like printer paper. And if you like doing two-panel drawings in your sketchbook, this tends to be a bad choice. Simply because when you use this sketchbook, it binds in the center and it doesn't splay out as well. So you're gonna need to find a sketchbook that will open up fully. Otherwise, two-page book scenes in your sketchbook with this type of binding tends to not work so much. And the ones that I kind of veer out, and these are the newer kind. To be honest with you, these sketchbooks are kind of older generation, so they might have changed them a little bit. But the new thing right now is kind of not new. They've been out for a while. Is moleskins. Now, what's nice about moleskins is that I'm not trying to promote them, but is that when they fold open, you can fold flat and draw on the whole surface of your sketchbook, and they just look nice. And they stand up better. I think it's because of the vinyl type plastic type covering that they put on them. They're a little bit more durable, and you can carry them longer than other sketchbooks, and do more with them, and they just stand up better. So I've seen some other sketchbooks that are kind of like knockoffs, or at least they kind of follow the same type of genre as the moleskins, but I have yet to try them, simply because I'm doing series work with moleskins particularly, and I'm not trying to promote Moleskin as a brand, but they do have a good product, and they're pretty good. Although I have heard that their quality has been less than stellar after they made the switch between companies, but I don't know if that's true or not. Because I didn't buy moleskins prior to the company swap or whatever was happening. So if you tell me your thoughts on what kind of sketchbooks you like to use, and what kind of sketchbooks have you had success with, and are you a person that just likes to buy the cheap brand, or you go for a moleskin brand that is a little bit more durable but cost twice as much? Tell me your thoughts. As always, keep drawing, and thank you for your time.